Let's get things started. Welcome to the historic Lyric Theater and the official filming of the WoodSongs Kids TV series. Tonight we're taping two 30-minute shows back to back. There will be just a very, very brief break in between so we can set up for the next show. Just enough time for you to go run to the restroom, come back, but it should be very short. Now, we'd like to send out a special thanks to Highbridge Spring Water, the Lyric Theater right here in beautiful Lexington, and the beautiful Clarion Hotel and Conference Center. So now's the time to do so. If you haven't already done so, please turn off your cell phone ringers. Yes, make sure those ringers are off. And if you'd like to take a picture during the show, that's perfectly fine. Just no flash photography, please. Make sure there's a slash across that lightning bolt. Yes, no flash photography. And as many of you know, WoodSongs Kids is an audience participation show. We love to capture your reactions. You feel free to sing along with the song at the beginning of the show if you know the words. And we've got mics up here just for you. And you will have your own line at the end of the show. And Miss Sarah, Molly, be good. She's going to say, join us again next week for more. And that's your cue to loudly say, WoodSongs Kids, followed by clapping and cheering. Now, you might freeze up in the moment. I'll be sitting over here. I'll put up my hand to let you know to be ready, and Miss Sarah will say her line. Again, join us again next week for more. All you have to do is read the sign. WoodSongs Kids. But we're going to give this a good practice go so you can be reminded of what you need to do during the show so they can set the levels in the back. Okay, pretend like I'm Miss Sarah. Join us again next week for more WoodSongs Kids. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. This is a time where you don't have to be polite. You can use those outside voices even though we're inside a theater. So yeah, now it's time to use those outside voices. One more time, let's do this. Join us again next week for more WoodSongs Kids. Yes, that's what we're looking for. Okay, you guys look like you're all set to go. Let's give a big welcome for the host of WoodSongs Kids, musician Michael Jonathan.
Everybody. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you. Let's give the WoodSongs crew a huge round of applause. They worked very, very hard today. So, like Dorothy had described to you, you're going to see two 30-minute shows taped back-to-back, boom, boom, really quick. We're very grateful that you're here. We do keep the WoodSongs Kids audience small because we don't want, a lot of these kids are very young, as you can see, and they would get overly nervous if there were big crowds. So what your role is to be as excited for these kids as you can, and then when we edit the show, unlike regular WoodSongs Kids gets edited together for public television. And it's airing from, WoodSongs is airing from New Zealand to Florida, so there's a big audience out there, and your role with the show is extremely important. Dan? Do you need to check the bass real quick before we start?
I think we're good.
We're good. Is TV ready upstairs?
Hold on. We got a phone issue. Hold on.
A phone issue? Tisn't mine. Sounds like a Tweety Bird ringer. We good? Audio ready? Television ready upstairs? We're good? Okay. Hold on, Kimber. If we're ready to go, Miss Dorothy?
WoodSongs Kids is presented in part by the Kentucky Department of Tourism, inviting people from all over the world to visit our lakes, mountains, parks, sports, music festivals, and more. You can explore everything Kentucky has to offer your family vacation online at kentuckytourism.com. By the Martin Guitar Company, building handcrafted guitars for professionals and front porch pickers since 1833. Online at martinguitar.com. And by Visit Lex, the online source of Lexington tourism, helping fans visit the historic city of Lexington, Kentucky, the home of WoodSongs Kids. Online at visitlex.com. WoodSongs Kids, celebrating the music of America's front porch from the Lyric Theater in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Sarah Molly Be Cool, and I'm 12 years old. Welcome to WoodSongs Kids. Please welcome my friend, Michael Jonathan.
Thank you, Sarah Molly Be Cool. That's a wonderful name. That's real, isn't it? Let's sing a song together. Sitting on a creaky old rocking chair. They say it's gonna rain. We don't care. Dancing with you all afternoon on the front porch with me.
Listen to the rhythm of a summer rain, tapping out a tempo on my window pane. Nothing like summer on the front porch swing, making my banjo ring.
I'm playing my banjo on a rocking chair.
You can play the fiddle in your underwear.
Just pretty as a rainbow in your hair on the front porch with me. Oh, when you're on the front porch.
With me.
Thank you, Sarah, and welcome everybody to another episode of WoodSongs Kids. We are celebrating the wonderful music of youngsters from all over the nation. We view this world of music like a big, beautiful front porch, and these kids belong on this musical front porch, and so they do come from everywhere. We tell them each week that you don't have to be perfect. We just want you to have fun. But you're going to be very, very surprised. We have a spectacular banjo player on the show, but first, all the way from Arizona, they're a family band, and they're going to do a song that they wrote called Tough. Please welcome the Arizona Wildflowers to the WoodSongs Kids. That's a song that they wrote. Arizona Wildflowers, the Dietrich family. Let's say hi to Bree playing the guitar. How you doing, Bree? 14 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
Or 15. You're 15 years old.
I'm still 14.
You're still 14. Okay, so how long have you been playing the guitar?
Since I was about 6.
About 6, so half your life.
Yep.
Right? So now this song that you just sang is about being a little bit country. You guys are definitely country. You guys kind of grew up on a farm?
Yes, sir. We
And
rode in.
what did you grow on this farm besides other brothers and sisters?
We have horses, cattle, and a dog and a cat.
And a dog and a cat. Let's say hi to the mandolin player. That's Renelle. How you doing? You're 15, right?
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay. So when you're on this farm and you're with your family, music is a big part of your family, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. Our great-grandpas on both sides played, and one was a cowboy poet, so it's been part of our lives.
And what is it about singing together as brothers and sisters? What is special about that? Because it's different from, most folks have a band of their friends and fellow musicians, but you guys are family. You live in the same home together.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, a lot of people say sibling harmony is different because when you grow up together, you learn to pronounce words the same and say things the same. And we love singing together and playing together, and it's one of my favorite things.
And the name, Arizona Wildflowers. Of course, you're from Arizona, right?
Yes, sir.
So that part's real, but tell me about the Wildflowers part. That's a very pretty part of your name.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think our daddy came up with it when we were trying to brainstorm on some names, but we've always loved the wildflowers in Arizona. They grow all over the mountains, and they're super pretty. But yeah, so I think our daddy came up with that one.
Well, also on in your family is Aspen, who's playing the fiddle. You're 13 years old, and sitting over there in the back is young Sawyer, 9 years old, playing the bass. How you doing, buddy, with the cowboy hat on? So you're going to get to do another song this is something that you wrote. It's called You Raise Hay. Tell me about the song.
Well, this song is kind of written, we wrote it with a lot of people in mind. This song is called We Raised Hay, and it's kind of about our family and a lot of people that we know, and it's just kind of about a lot of things, I guess.
They're brothers and sisters, the Dietrich family. They call themselves the Arizona Wildflowers. This is a tune called We Raised Hay right here on WoodSongs Kids.
Me and my 6 sisters growing up on a ranch in Arizona. My mama and my daddy and our little one-horse town. We went to church on Sunday mornings and read the good book every day. We did our chores and homework before we went outside to play. We raised Cain and we raised hay and we raised horses. I played my guitar and sang my songs to Jesus. We raised Cain and we raised hay and we raised horses. And I knew that one day this would be our purpose as I sang my songs to Jesus. I try to get my work done fast, go running through the fields. Me and my own gilding little sister on our heels. Each day was so carefree, we'd work and play and sing. And I'd ride that old bay gelding till Mama called me in. We raised Cain and we raised hay and we raised horses. As I played my guitar and sang my songs to Jesus. We raised Cain and we raised hay and we raised horses. And I knew that one day this would be our purpose as I sang my songs to Jesus. As I sang my songs to Jesus.
Beautiful harmonies. Arizona Wildflowers doing an original song. And, we have to mention that Aspen is playing the fiddle over here, but her two sisters, Renelle and Bree, are both fiddle champions. Can you imagine that? So, Sarah, the fiddle is a really popular instrument, isn't it?
Yes. Did you know that the fiddle and the violin are the exact same instruments?
But people think they're different.
Yes. However, the fiddle has a much deeper meaning to it. The fiddle comes from the heart and soul, and it's very, very old.
But violin, most folks will read music to a violin,
Yes.
right? But it's the exact same instrument.
Yes.
Well, another instrument that's really, really popular is the banjo. Our next artist on WoodSongs Kids is a spectacular banjo player. When we got his submission, I was just totally amazed, and I'm so glad that he's going to be here. He's going to do a traditional tune called Bully of the Town. Please welcome Edere Buzini on WoodSongs Kids. That's some banjo picking there. He's all the way from North Carolina, Edere Buzini. He's 16 years old. It's nice to have you here.
I'm super glad to be here.
You've been playing the banjo for how long? How old were you when you started playing?
When I started playing, I was about 9 years old. I'm 16 now, so
Half your
do the
life.
math.
Well,
It's,
about half your life. And you're here with a guitar friend of yours, Devin Jones. Let's make sure we say hi to him. So, what was it about the banjo as 8 and 9 years old that you were just fascinated with and you just kept on going? Because at that age, the banjo's almost as big as you are,
yeah,
right?
it is.
So what was it about it that you loved so much?
I'll tell you a little story here. And, well, can I tell you?
Sure, sure.
Okay, awesome. When I was 6, my grandpa came up to me one day. He was like, remember the iPods not too long ago? I feel old. No, I'm just kidding.
And you're only 16.
The little iPods, he gave me one. He was like, you can get rid of whatever's on there and put some music on it. And I never really listened to music, though, that much. Like, I just heard it in the car and the radio and stuff. And there was flattened Scruggs on it, and I was hooked.
That was it.
Yeah, so I begged my mom for a banjo for a couple of years.
So it took you a couple of years to finally get one?
Yeah, because,
And then-
like kids always, when you're that young, you're always going on to the next thing.
Well, we want to talk to you more extensively about your banjo playing, how you learned to be this good. But you are amazing. But for 16 years old, I think it's incredible. You're going to do a tune, When You and I Were Young, Maggie. It is Ettore Buzini. We're going to talk about his name in the next section as well.
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. Remember that name, Edere Buzini. We're going to talk about his name and his family history and stuff in the next segment. But right now, we're going to travel back to Arizona, this wonderful family band, 3 sisters and a very talented young brother. And they're going to do a tune, an original tune that they wrote called A Good Man. It's Arizona Wildflowers here on WoodSongs Kids.
My grandpa was a good man, he was gentle to the end. In his 70 years on earth, he never found a friend. He rarely spoke a word in anger, didn't have a smile. He could soothe the fussy baby by just holding them a while. And he spent his whole life in love with the same wife. He stood beside her all through dark times, and he loved his children and made sure they knew it. No matter what they faced, he'd help them through it. Yeah, my grandpa was a good man. He never met a stranger, he could talk to anyone. He was loved by all who knew him, he knew the Father and the Son. When the good Lord called him home, it seemed too much to bear. For all the emptiness inside, his memory remains. And he spent his whole life in love with the same wife. He stood beside her all through dark times, and he loved his children and made sure they knew it. No matter what they faced, he'd help them through it. Yeah, my grandpa was a good man. And he spent his whole life in love with the same wife. He stood beside her all through dark times, and he loved his children and made sure they knew it. No matter what they faced, he'd help them through it. Yeah, my grandpa was a good man. Yeah, my grandpa was a good man.
What a beautiful song. And the harmonies, Arizona Wildflowers, the Dietrich family. And who wrote that one? Did everybody write it together?
We
or-
all wrote it together.
Now,
yes.
what is that process like? I mean, a lot of folks listening, especially kids, they don't know what it's like to actually write a song. So who had the idea of it first?
Well, I think we all kind of sat down and just worked on it together. Aspen does a great job coming up with some fiddle breaks and mandolin breaks and some cool stuff. And then usually we write the words before we write the music, which a lot of people do the opposite. But we think it's a little bit easier that way. And then Sawyer likes doing some crazy bass slaps and all that when we're practicing. And Bree does a great job kind of bringing Sawyer back down to earth.
Well, little Sawyer's a rock star. He's slapping that little bass there. 9 years old, Sawyer. And this song was about your grandfather, and,
Yes,
and
sir.
whose idea was it to make it about your grandpa?
Well, our mama really wanted a song honoring him. He was a great man, as the song said. And we just really wanted to write one honoring him because none of us got to meet him. And yeah, we've always wished we could, but yeah, so that we wrote that song for him.
Now you're playing the it's a beautiful sentiment for any family to do that to a relative. Now you're playing the mandolin, your sister's playing the guitar, but you're both fiddle champions.
Yes, sir. So is Sawyer, and Aspen's a state champion. And then Bree, I, and Sawyer are all national fiddle champions.
So I'm gathering that your mom and dad have a high tolerance for screeching
Yes,
when
they
you guys
do.
are just starting to learn, right?
Yes, and still now, when we're learning a new instrument or even when we're practicing, it can get a little loud. And,
when we're in hotels, we're all practicing at the same time, and it's a little bit loud. So.
Well, it's worth it because you guys are wonderful. All the way from Arizona is the Dietrich kids. They're going to do a tune called Small Town Girls. How appropriate. It's the Arizona Wildflowers on WoodSongs Kids.
You'll always be my small town girls. One day we'll be standing on the Opry. One day we'll be singing there for you. Mama says make sure you do it God's way, and He'll make all your dreams come true. One day we're gonna have our names in neon. One day we're gonna light up this whole world. Daddy says make sure that you remember, you'll always be my small town girls. One day, someday soon, gonna make our dreams come true. One day, someday soon, and we won't stop until we do. One day we'll be playing on the big stage, and we'll play one just for you. Mama says don't forget your roots. Daddy says don't forget your boots. Mama says don't forget to pray. Daddy says don't you lose your way. Mama says don't forget your roots. Daddy says don't forget your boots. Mama says don't forget to pray. Daddy says don't you lose your way. Don't you lose your way. You'll always be my small town girls.
Just wonderful. Arizona Wildflowers, an honor to have them here. It's an honor to have this next youngster, too. He's 16 years old. He's from North Carolina. He's going to do a great song from the Reno and Smiley era of bluegrass music. He's going to really pull it out on his banjo. Let's welcome Edere Buzini back to WoodSongs Kids.
Well, they gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, but it's on 97. You must put her into Spencer on time. Then he looked around and said to his black grease fireman, shovel in a little more coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, you can watch on 97 roll. It's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville in a line on a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brake, so you see what a jump he made. It was going down the grade, making 90 miles an hour when the whistle began to scream. He was found in the wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the steam.
Thank you very much.
Really good banjo playing for a 16-year-old kid. Edere Buzini. Now let's talk about your name. Ettore, E-T-T-O-R-E, correct?
Yes, sir.
Buzini. Now your mom is a Tennessee country girl, but it's your dad that has that interesting background, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where's he from?
My dad's from the Italian part of Switzerland. So Edere is Italian for Hector.
And Buzzini is Italian for Buzzini,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, all good banjo players have to have a unique name like Bela Fleck,
Who's
right? Ettore Buzini. You're in the world class of good banjo names, really. So now you're right, they're applauding. So now you got your friend Devin here, and you guys are going to get into a song where the two of you are going to play it together, right? So this is a great tune. It's called Dear Old Dixie. You ready to play it? Ettore Buzini on WoodSongs Kids.
Thank you, everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Wasn't it great having Ettore Buzini on our broadcast? Thank you, Devin, for playing guitar with him. And all the way from Arizona, great family band, Arizona Wildflowers. You know, this music, this world of front porch music is so vital, it's so important, it's so beautiful. Mr. Rogers said listening is where love begins, and this kind of music makes you stop and listen, and that's really a wonderful thing. But even more important, this is the kind of music that makes people play together, talk to each other, spend time together. It's a community. Bill Monroe himself said it, bluegrass has made more friends than any other kind of music in the world. And so we're very grateful for you for tuning in, these kids, and we want to say thank you to everybody, right, Sarah?
Thanks for being a part of our show. Join us again next week for more WoodSongs Kids.
Very good. We got the first one done. All right, let's get your band out. Let's go ahead and switch the stage over. This is going to take all of about 5 minutes. We'll start the next one. Aren't these kids great? Didn't they do good? So hang on for that. Dan, there's no, Sarah is not in the monitors, in my monitor, and Ettore was not in my monitor either. And Brian, I gave you about an extra minute to carve out. Okay. Good. Where's our kids?
Hello, hello. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
You got them coming, Gavin? Could everybody hear okay sitting out there? You can hear okay? Let's give some props to our engineer, Dan Field, sitting in the back out there.
friends.
Do it. Now, Ettore is so good that we're going to feature him and his full band on the second show. So you're going to have more of this amazing banjo player as soon as they come out on stage. So Dorothy, we're going to start on the tag, right? And Miss Kimber, the master clock person that you are, will start on 0. We're good. Ready? Dan, do you need to do a line check or anything before we start?
Should be good to go, but if they want to give me 12 seconds, I'll take it. First band.
Do you guys want to give him, where's your other, where's your fiddle player? Why don't you give the engineer a chorus of something real quick, like 20 seconds or something.
I'll try not to care.
And Ettore, you're doing Ragnarok to start, right? This was a big hit song in China. It's called Tu Ning. Tu Ning.
Ready? Kick, 1, 2. Ready? I'll try not to care when I think of you. I'm hiding my feelings. I'm lovesick and blue. When the lights are off and the days are through. When I lay down to sleep, dear, I'll cry over you.
Good to go.
All right, is he in my monitor? Or can you say something? Count to 5 for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, do. Check. Roni
He's
and
not in my
cheese.
monitor.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Still not.
No, nothing.
Is not.
Not 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're.
I am. Wait, but do it again.
Should be.
You're in my wedge.
He should be as well.
Count to 5 again.
1, 2.
Now
3.
he is. Now he is. All right, we're good now. Is Sarah there?
Hello.
Good. Okay, we're ready. We're on hold for 2 minutes. Hang on.
Let's spend that 2 minutes hearing the other band.
You want to give me a chorus of something?
I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
How's that, Dan? We good? Yes, sir? No, sir? We're waiting for the green light. Dan, how was that, bud?
Good to go.
Okay. We're just waiting on Brian. What was the thing? What was the holdup? We're good? All right, here we go. You ready, Miss Kimber? Here we go.
WoodSongs Kids, celebrating the music of America's front porch from the Lyric Theater in Lexington, Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Sarah Molly B. Cool, and I'm 12 years old. Welcome to WoodSongs Kids. Please welcome my friend, Michael Jonathan.
Thank you, Sarah. You got one of my favorite names in the world, Sarah Molly Be Cool. We're gonna play a song together. Ready? Sitting on a creaky old rocking chair. They say it's gonna rain, we don't care. Dancing with you all afternoon on the front porch with me. Listen to the rhythm of a summer rain.
Tapping out a tempo on my window pane. Nothing like summer on the front porch swing. Making my banjo ring.
I'm playing my banjo on a rocking chair.
You can play the fiddle in your underwear.
Just pretty as a rainbow in your hair. On the front porch with me. Oh, when you're on the front porch.
With me.
Thank you, Sarah. And welcome everybody back to another episode of WoodSongs Kids. We're celebrating the music of America's front porch, kids style. Kids come from all over the country to be here, to be celebrating this beautiful front porch music with you. And we love it that you tune in on radio and television. And like Mr. Rogers says, that love happens when you're listening. And so we hope that you give these kids a big listen. Fans of WoodSongs Kids will know this young banjo player. He's here with his entire band this time, and he's going to do a great song. We're going to introduce him properly here in a second, but please welcome Edere, the Edere Buzini Band.
Ready, gather up my old tools, so the prophecy says I'm going to lose. On the horizon, I see ships that come from far away, a place where there's no light of day. If they can take me anywhere up to their home base after this war, there'll be no such place. Now the days here that I've waited for only my stump. I flown with all my mind till I reach the top. And I know the world is coming to an end, but I'm gonna fight, keep it how it's planned. Ragnarok's coming and there's no time to lose, but our destiny is one I cannot choose. Now the battle is over as I slowly fade away. This is my final dying day. I never wanted left in, but it ends and turns black. Now my shattered soul has flown away, and it's never coming back. I knew the day was gonna strike, and now it's come and gone. The dark and deadly day of Ragnarok.
The Edere Buzini Band. That's a great song called Ragnarok. And Edere, this is a song that you wrote. You composed
Yes,
this.
sir.
Now, is writing a hard thing to do on the banjo? I mean, you're kind of treating the banjo as a songwriter instrument the way a guitar player would treat his guitar, right?
Well, you know, if you just sit down and start screaming random things, it doesn't even have to be words. You usually get somewhere.
Usually get somewhere. Well, it's nice that you have that confidence. A lot of folks don't know that. You're all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. You got a great band with you. Let's say hi to them. Ella Thomas playing that fiddle. Devin Jones on guitar and Briar McDowell playing the upright bass. How hard is it for a 16-year-old banjo picker to put a band together? I mean, that's something right there in itself.
It's pretty hard, especially considering my underdeveloped social skills.
Well, music speaks very loud, doesn't it? So how do you attract that? I mean, there's so many young folks, you know, you, Wyatt Ellis, so many others that are out there in bluegrass who are putting together these world-class A-level bands, and they're all very young. So where do you find your friends to pick with you?
Well, I met all three of them at Fiddlers conventions, and to be more specific, I met two of them at a magical place called Galax, Virginia.
Well, there you go.
And I met her at Mount Airy, and you know, at these festivals, you just jam a lot together, and you can find people who you really want to make some music with.
A lot of times folks don't realize that when you go to these festivals like Galax or Merle Fest or things like that, the best music doesn't necessarily happen on the stage. It happens in the campgrounds and the parking lots, all right?
Oh, yeah.
The pickin' sessions. Well, let's get back to it. You can do another tune called I'll Try Not to Care. It's the Edere Buzini Band right here on WoodSongs, kids.
My feelings that night
Oh, yeah. Edere Buzini Band, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's give some props to Ella Thomas playing a very powerful fiddle. Good job. Now we're going to go from North Carolina to our home state of Kentucky. We've got a bunch of youngsters. You're about to hear a bluegrass band with a cello in it, and they're going to do a great old song called I'll Fly Away. Let's welcome Southern Sass and Charm on WoodSongs Kids. Beautiful old tune. Southern Sass and Charm. Let's introduce everybody. They're between 12 and 16 years old. Ellie Hack is on the guitar. Gracie Jones playing the violin. Bradley Knowles is on the mandolin next to her. And in the back, E.J. Pogue on violin and Ethan Pogue playing that cello in a bluegrass band. Good for you, buddy. So, Ellie, you guys have been playing together for a while, but you have a lot of local opportunities to get together, don't you? So what are some of those opportunities?
Well, every Monday we get together at the Kentucky Opry and we have a group. That's how we actually all met. And we all figured out that we sounded good together, and so we decided that we'd like to go around and play with each other.
Now, the idea of an Opry in a hometown, that's a pretty common thing, right? And it's sort of like the campgrounds and the parking lots of festivals where people will get together and play together. So that's a good experience for you. What kind of things do you learn when you play with other folks?
Just how other people play music and stuff like that, like the different ways that people do it and all that stuff.
Well, let's hear some more of your music, okay? They're called Southern Sass and Charm. They're going to do a tune called Farther Along. It's right here on WoodSongs Kids.
Tempted and tried, we're all made to wonder why it should be thus all the day long, while there are others living around us, never molested.
From our home state of Kentucky, Southern Sass and Charm, and Ellie Hack singing that lead vocal. They're doing a good job, all these kids. And Sarah Molly Be Cool, I love that name. They said that they play at an Opry. What do we know about an Opry? O-P-R-Y. It's a pretty famous word, but not many people know what an Opry is.
Well, an Opry is a hometown event that features live country music. It's really awesome. Opry originated in 1928. The Opry originated in 1928 by George Hay. And once he started saying the word Opry, it was really new to people. But once he started using that word, it became really famous.
Well, he was on a radio station in Nashville called WSM, right? And there was an opera show on the radio followed by his show.
Yes.
So he said, well, you just heard opera. Now you're about to hear Opry.
Yes.
And that became the Grand Ole Opry, right?
Yes.
That's how all that happened. You know, Beethoven said that to play a wrong note means nothing, but to play without passion is inexcusable. That's why we tell these kids you don't have to be perfect, you just have to have fun. And I'll tell you what, 16 years old, he has a lot of fun playing his banjo. He's here with his entire band. He's going to do a great old tune called Bill Cheatham. Let's welcome back a Edere Buzini band right here on WoodSongs Kids. Oh, yeah. Edere Buzini Band all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Briar McDowell slapping on the bass. Devin Jones burning up the guitar. Doing a good job there, my man. Ella Thomas on the fiddle. Ella, how old were you when you started playing the fiddle?
I was 4.
You were 4. Now the fiddle and a 4-year-old are about the same size. So how...
We got a really tiny
tiny one.
with a dog sticker
Was
on
this
it.
something you fell in love with right away, or did it take mom and dad encouraging you to keep playing?
I mean, I'll be honest. Before I had my before I had that little fiddle, I had a toy fiddle before that. Like, I just always remember having a fiddle in my hand. I don't remember life without it.
You know, it's really a powerful thing when you love something. You just keep doing it. And of course, our banjo player, Ettore, you are very powerful. You've got one of the best young bands in America, and I think you've got a long future in front of you. You're going to do a tune called How Mountain Girls Can Love. It's the Edere Buzini Band right here on WoodSongs Kids.
How mountain girls can love. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Very tight. The Edere Buzini Band. He's 16 years old, banjo player from the mountains of North Carolina, and they are from the hills of Kentucky, and they're going to do a great old tune called Wayfaring Stranger. Let's welcome back Southern Sass and Charm.
Traveling through this world of woe, there is no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going
From the hills and hollers of eastern Kentucky, Southern Sass and Charm. Let's introduce them again. Ellie Hack is 16 years old, playing the guitar. Gracie Jones is 14 on the violin. Bradley Knowles is playing the mandolin. You did a good little break there. You did a good job there.
Thank you.
For 12 years old. E.J. Pogue is on violin in the back, and Ethan Pogue playing cello, 12 years old, in a bluegrass band. That's pretty good. I love that. You're going to end our broadcast with a song that Elvis made popular. Ready to do it? It's called I Can't Help Falling in Love. It is Southern Sass and Charm on WoodSongs Kids.
Wise men say only fools rush in. If I can help falling in love with you, shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I can help falling in love with you, if I can help falling in love with you.
Oh, they don't write them that good anymore. Southern Sass and Charm, and wasn't it wonderful having Edere Buzini and his band from North Carolina right here on our broadcast. The most powerful thing you can do for your children is to stop and listen to them. Listen to their dreams, listen to their art, listen to their music. Mr. Rogers said it best. He said, listening is where love begins, and that's what WoodSongs Kids is all about. You want to say thank you to everybody, Sarah?
Thanks for being a part of our show. Join us again next week for more WoodSongs Kids.
Good job. Thank you, everybody. That worked out really good. Both shows came in under 30 minutes like they're supposed to. Next week is a regular WoodSongs. We've got a spectacular singer-songwriter from Chicago and other artists, and it's a wonderful thing in our community to be able to enjoy this music with you, and thank you for supporting these kids. Didn't they do great? Thank you, everybody. Good night.